AndrewPlimmer.com. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Those that know me know that I'm a bit of a Bitcoin and cryptocurrency enthusiast. I bought my Bitcoin about 4 years ago when it was way under $1,000. And I'm very grateful to the person that got me started and showed me how to buy Bitcoin. Actually, it was just a YouTube channel video that helped me out getting started, and I was able to go to the news agents well, it was $50 worth of cash and purchase my first bit of Bitcoin. So you may, if you're new to Bitcoin, you won't probably be aware that Bitcoin reached $20,000 at the end of 2017. It came back quite a bit since then, but it's been on a bit of a bullish type trend the last few months. And I truly believe that if there were ever a time to be buying Bitcoin, it's probably now. All indicators are suggesting that Bitcoin is going to become very, very bullish, and go to the moon in the next few months or couple of years. So if there was ever a time to perhaps think about buying a little bit of Bitcoin and storing it away for to perhaps make some gains on it in the near future, it's probably is now. But look, I want to make it very clear that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a guru or expert when it comes to Bitcoin, but I love Bitcoin. I love cryptocurrencies, and I think it's going to really take off shortly. And I want to explain to you why I think that might be the case. Look, a little bit of history. The Bitcoin white paper was launched in 2009, and it was written by a guy called Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody really knows who he is, and there can only ever be 21 million Bitcoin mined. That's the maximum number of Bitcoin that can ever be in existence, and they won't finish mining the Bitcoin until 2040, I believe. Now, so they also say that 7 million Bitcoin have been lost. So if that is the case, there can only be a maximum of 14 million Bitcoin in circulation once all the mining's completed. So just briefly on the mining, basically what it means is computers that go out there and solve algorithms to earn themselves Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was first launched, you're able to you're able to mine with your PC from home. But of course, these days the algorithms and competition's very very tough, and they have massive banks of computers now that mine Bitcoin. So periodically, Bitcoin goes through what they call the halving, and what that means is this is written into the code. So shortly in May next year, the amount of Bitcoin that can be mined annually is halved, and that in itself usually makes the market become quite bullish purely because of scarcity. So here's John McAfee here. If you haven't been in Bitcoin, you won't have heard of him before, and he's got 5 reasons why he believes Bitcoin will go to $2 million. Will be 2 million at the end of 2020. Now, is he correct? Is he going to be correct? Is it possible? I don't know. I've been saying lately that I truly believe that Bitcoin will go 4 times in the next 12 months, and even if it did that, that's 4 times return on. That's 4 times your money, so that's pretty good. But if it went to 2 million, well, my God, that would be just huge. Now, I did some calculations the other day. If you'd have bought Bitcoin back in when it first launched, or you were able, and you spent $100, you would have been able to buy 2,500 Bitcoin. And on today's prices, those Bitcoin would have been worth approximately $22 million. So not a bad sort of return on investment, is it? So let's just go through this quickly, and then I'll sort of show you the basics of how to buy Bitcoin. So what he's saying is $2 million Bitcoin by the end of 2020, and he's got a bit of a mouth on, but run the numbers. If Bitcoin is less than 2 million by the end of 20, then mathematics itself is a flawed disappointment. I'll put the link to this article in the YouTube in the description below, so you can go and have a listen to him. Yeah, like I said before, John is an expert when it comes to cryptocurrency. He's a different sort of a character. I like him. But anyway, so here's his reason. So Bitcoin's scarcity will lead to price surge. So it's supply and demand. The less Bitcoin that are available and the more people that are wanting it, it's likely that the price will continue to rise. He's saying that there's $2 trillion of institutional investment dollars that might be ready to go into Bitcoin. So that in itself would mean that the Bitcoin market cap would quadruple. Bitcoin halving in May next year, 2020. We talked about that. That's when the number of Bitcoin that can be harvested, can be mined each year, halves. So once again, that causes scarcity. Government holding BTC and central bank reserves, and like I said, I'll put this article down below. A global recession potentially in 2020. So whenever there's some sort of recession, people generally sort of take their money out of fiat and put it into gold or perhaps Bitcoin. So once again, do your research yourself. Always do your own due diligence. But if you spend calculations, if you spend $100 on Bitcoin today, let's say, and if John is correct and Bitcoin does go to $2 million, that would mean that you would approximately would turn into $16,000. So that's still a damn good return on investment by any means. So how to buy Bitcoin? Look, once again, I'm not going to go into huge detail here, and every country is different. India is actually a draft bill trying to stop Bitcoin, whereas in New Zealand, for example, they've just announced that you're able to pay wages in Bitcoin. So it varies from country to country, but probably the best place, if you're outside of Australia, probably the best place to start would be at Coinbase. You can buy a little bit of Bitcoin there, or buy Bitcoin there using your credit card. You'll have to go through a verification process to get approved, Coinbase is fine to get started. In Australia, I like using CoinSpot. I think CoinSpot's a fantastic website. You can buy lots of other cryptocurrencies in there as well, but I'm just talking about Bitcoin here. Be very careful with other cryptos. There's good and there's bad. And another wallet I like in Australia is CoinJar. The reason I like CoinJar is because you're able to get a little EFTPOS card with CoinJar. So you're able to go to the hole in the wall and actually use your card to get cash, which is taken out of Bitcoin. An online wallet. I wouldn't necessarily store my Bitcoin. Maybe I would if it was a small amount here, but if it was a larger amount, some people say you should really store it in a dedicated wallet. Now, this is an online wallet, so it's relatively easy to get started. Go to blockchain.com, just log in and go through the process of getting yourself registered, and always, double check all the security settings. Keep track of your passwords. Keep everything saved. You'll have to set up what they call Google Authenticator. Once again, take a screenshot of that information, so that if you lose your phone, you can. You've always got access to your wallet. And they have what they call a private key, which I think's might be 12 words, might be a little bit more, so you write those words down. So if you were to lose access to your wallet, you can always use those words, that private key, to get back in. But once again, store that in a safe place. Store everything in a safe place. You are your own bank with Bitcoin. You're in charge. You don't really have anybody to call. You don't have a bank teller or some bank manager you can call to say, I've lost my password. So I've never had any problems ever once with my cryptocurrency wallets. But the only danger of storing your Bitcoin online, and I think the risk is probably a little minimal. It's hard to say. I'm not going to don't really want to say, but the security is getting better and better and better. But to play it extra safe, you should probably get yourself what they call a hard wallet, which is the safest way of all to store your Bitcoin. But all this information is available online. YouTube's just got so much information on how to buy Bitcoin. If you're in New Zealand and you're not sure how to buy, just go, how do I buy Bitcoin in New Zealand? And then another website I recommend is CoinMarketCap. So that'll tell you what the markets are doing and what the current prices are of cryptocurrencies. And bear in mind that there's Bitcoin and then there's also Ethereum-based tokens, ERC tokens. So they often require a special hard wallet like this to store them as well. What do we got here? So that's basically it in a nutshell. If there was ever a time to be looking at perhaps buying some Bitcoin, I would certainly recommend that now is the time. And but always do your due diligence. Never spend more than what you can afford to lose. Take your time to do your when you're setting up your account, store all your passwords safely in a safe place, and have fun. And knowledge is key. So if you I've got a couple of people I've been working with lately, and I've helped them get going, and it's just been fantastic. And they've now got a fair bit of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and they're very happy with what's been happening so far to date. I'm also involved with this here, which is another decentralized wallet. It's called Cloud Token. I always say, once again, do your due diligence. I'm happy with this opportunity. Basically, it's a decentralized wallet, but it pays you an additional between 6 and 12% per month on top of how much Bitcoin you've got, and so once again, I'm doing quite nicely out of it. I'm very, very happy with this system. I believe it's 100% legit, but once again, it's Bitcoin and it's cryptocurrencies, and I encourage everybody to do their own research. So if you want to learn more about Cloud Token, there's a link below in this description, which will show you the videos and how to get started, and just tell you my story about what I've been doing with Cloud. Other than that, if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. This was just a basic overview. All the information you really need is online. You can go to, like I said, my favorite is YouTube. If you're not sure how to buy Bitcoin in Australia, or any other country, by that means just search it out on YouTube. But probably my favorite wallet here in Australia to buy Bitcoin initially is CoinSpot. You're able to transfer funds directly from your bank account using Poly, which is instantaneous. And then if you wanted to, it'll come in as Australian dollars, and then you can convert that to Bitcoin. And then if you wanted to participate in Cloud Token, you'd transfer those Bitcoin to Cloud. But all the information about that's inside. And just one other little tip. When you're sending Bitcoin, really it's no different to sending digital fiat currency. When you're sending, if I'm sending money to somebody, I ask for their bank details. I send the money using their bank details. It's a very, very similar process here with crypto. You have a receive address, and if I wanted to receive Bitcoin from somebody, I would give that person my Bitcoin receive address, and he or she would send the Bitcoin to me using that address. And likewise, if I wanted to send somebody else Bitcoin, I would be asking for their receive address. I would log into my wallet and send them X amount of Bitcoin, and they would receive it shortly thereafter. So if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. If you enjoyed this video, and please like, share and comment. I appreciate that, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks very much. Over and out. Bye now.